Hi, and thank you for watching Missouri Viewpoints, the program dedicated to the civil and informed discussion of the political, social, and economic issues that affect us all. I'm Mike Ferguson, and we're not in the Hard Bean Cafe in Grandview. We're in the Intrigue Park Place Hotel in Kansas City, the site of the 2008 Heartland Libertarian Conference. This week, we start our special series of interviews with candidates for President of the United States with the Libertarian Party. My guest this week is Michael Jingozian. He is here from Oregon to address the convention. Thank you for being here, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Now, just a little bit of background. You founded and are the CEO of Angel Vision Technologies.
Yes.
And a very successful company.
Yes.
What made you decide to run for President of the United States?
Well, Mike, I'm terrified that the people running this country are not concerned about our freedom or our future. We have the Democrats and Republicans who benefit and profit by the status quo, and it's ludicrous for us to believe them when they say they want change.
And why would somebody who has not gone up in the traditional state representative, congressman, governor, what they say is a typical political career track, they're going to say, a critic that is going to say, you don't have any political experience. You're not going to enact change. Why should someone ignore that and vote for you?
That's right. I don't have political experience. I don't have experience speaking out of both sides of my mouth, avoiding the blame, pointing the finger, maybe giving the finger but not pointing it. But that's what this is all about, is that true change comes from outside the system. As Ben Franklin said, change can only come from one direction, outside. This two-party system has bankrupted this country. They're taking our freedoms away. They certainly talk about change, but change is not going to happen with the Democrat and Republicans. The only viable course of action for a person to take is to vote for an independent or third-party candidate for president and Congress.
Why the Libertarian Party? Why are you running for the nomination of the Libertarian Party in particular?
Well, I've been a Libertarian all my life. I joined first in 1980. Now, I know I don't look old enough to vote back in 1980, but I'm actually older than Barack Obama. And I have more real experience, not political experience, but real experience. I embraced the Libertarian Party all my life. It's the only true political party that's sustainable, because you're talking about personal accountability and freedom. And that's what this country needs right now, is personal responsibility and accountability.
Now let's talk about Reset America. You founded this. It's targeted at independent voters. Tell me, what is it designed to do, and how is Reset America going to affect the country and enact change?
Yeah. Well, think about this. 3 polls out, just one this morning by CNN. 81% of people think this country's heading in the wrong direction. Last month, 80% of people think the two-party system has failed, and before that, 75% of people don't resonate with either party. This is a unique opportunity for the Libertarian Party right now to take advantage of this. It's really sad to me that people are so disenchanted with the Democrats and Republicans, yet the most feasible third party out there, the Libertarian Party, gets less than 1% of the vote. That's ridiculous.
One of the things that when I ran for office as a Libertarian I heard all the time, I'm sure you probably hear it too, is you do get less than 1% of the vote. You've never won anything over a state legislative seat in Alaska and New Hampshire. You're just wasting your vote when you vote for a Libertarian. How do you respond to that criticism?
Well, I love that comment. Because as far as I'm concerned, any vote for a Democrat or Republican is a wasted vote. The only vote that makes sense is a vote outside the system. You know, if you have a Democrat Congress and president, the system's going to collapse. If you have Republican Congress and president, the system's going to collapse. The only, as Ben Franklin said, only change comes from one direction, outside.
The Democrats are proposing universal health care system. The Republicans are proposing kind of a watered down version of it. If you were the president, what principles guide you as you address health care in America?
Yeah. You know, first I want to say that I don't want to see anyone sick or hungry, but it's going to do no one any good when this country collapses under its debt, and it will. We're headed for that right now. I want to see people have access to health care who want access to health care, and I want to see health care affordable. We need to remove the restrictions from regulatory agencies and from lobbyists and corporations that restrict the number of people who are allowed to be doctors, practitioners, and so on. It doesn't make any sense if you look at the law of supply and demand. You have the demand for something and the cost of something being so high. You have the availability so low. Wouldn't basic economic principles tell you that there'd be an equilibrium? But there's not. because we're not in an efficient market system when it comes to healthcare. We need to get government out of healthcare. That will increase the number of jobs in the healthcare industry. We're also having a problem with jobs in this country. Good middle-class jobs are leaving this country. If we were increasing the number of jobs available in medical industry, that will decrease the costs, increase availability, and employ more people.
Here in the United States, the value of the dollar is shrinking. We've got increased jobless claims, and yet it's still the first quarter where we could potentially have a downward slide. What should the President of the United States do to increase or improve productivity and turn the economy around to the direction it should be going?
Well, we're faced with a multitude of converging catastrophes right now, many more than you just said. People are looking at today's economic problems and saying, wow, you know, we're in a serious situation today. We were in a serious situation 6 years ago, 7 years ago, when most of GDP growth was contributed by credit card debt and home equity loans. We saw for the first time in 2001 that the average savings rate in this country was negative $500. The average homeowner owes money. We're seeing all of these problems existed years ago, but the Democrats and Republicans continuously just sweep everything under the rug, hoping the problems go away, apply some Band-Aid legislation just to collect money and get reelected, because that's what the Democrats and Republicans are about, raising money, trying to get reelected. They're not going to address these issues. They tried to address Social Security, they didn't, so they swept it under the rug and it doesn't come up again. They tried to do something with immigration, they couldn't, so it's not a problem anymore. These problems today exist that are going to hurt us 5-10 years from now, just like they were ignoring the problems 5-10 years ago that led us where we're at today. There are valid solutions to many of the problems facing our country, Mike, but you're not going to see these with the Democrats and Republicans, who are only concerned with fundraising and getting reelected.
Okay, we're running out of time. There are 17 people either who have declared or are likely or rumored to be declared to run for president as a libertarian.
Yes.
We've invited the top 6 candidates for the nomination here, of which you're one.
Yes.
What differentiates you from not only the people that are going to be on this stage, but all the other people running for the libertarian nomination for president?
This upcoming campaign is going to be about the internet. This is how we can do what we do. This is how we can get the message out to the country with raising $5 to $10 million. We don't need to raise the hundreds of millions of dollars that the Democrats, Republicans are going to raise, which is just IOUs for future legislation. That's all it is. This is an internet campaign. We're going to use the internet the same way my business uses the internet. And Angel Vision was just listed by Inc. magazine as the 120th fastest growing company in the United States. We know the internet. We know how to produce media for the internet and how to use the internet. We're pros when it comes to advertising and PR, and that's what we're going to do with this campaign.
We've got time for one more question. Those who are watching this, who is the target audience for a Michael Jingozian for President campaign? Who are you going to reach that the Libertarian Party has not been reaching before?
Anyone who's disenchanted with the two-party system. Anyone who feels the government is not responsive to the needs of the people. Anyone who feels that there are simple solutions if only money and politics weren't involved. That's who this message is for.
Michael, thank you for coming to Kansas City to be part of this event, and thank you for watching Missouri Viewpoints. Be sure to tune back in next week when we've got more interviews with presidential, local, and statewide candidates. We'll see you next week.